Well, welcome back, peeps. Back on the Sankey. Now then, as you all know, I lost a camera a few weeks ago. Very expensive camera. Oh, I don't learn, do I? So, unfortunately, we've missed quite a bit of the build because I couldn't hang on and I've not been able to afford to buy another camera. So, I'm now actually doing this on my phone for now, but it's not as good as the cameras, obviously. So what I'll do is I'll give you a quick walk round so you've got a bit of an update really as to where I'm at the moment. There's still a bit to do, still quite a bit to do. So what we'll do is I've got a lot of work going on it this weekend to hopefully try and bring it up to almost final, well, pretty much final do, ready for paint. So I can't remember at this stage how much we filmed on the GoPros and how many episodes I am behind. I have no idea because Connor deals with all that, as you know. So anyway, that's what she looks like right now. Different now, isn't it? Different. So what I'll do, we'll go and have a quick walk around it and I'll explain what I've done and how I've done it, because I don't think you've seen any of this part of the build really. So stick with us. Back in a minute. Okay, so clearly it's all had the alley sheets put on. So the roof tent's not fixed at this moment. It's just up there so I can see where the mounting holes needed to be. So I've sheeted it all over. We've cut the gull wing doors in. I'll go into a bit more detail of those in a minute. I decided not to have a gull wing, but to have a sort of ordinary door on the 12 volt cabinet, because that's turned out now to be 12 volt cabinet in there. The battery's there now. I know I said I was going to put it somewhere else in the trailer, but like I say, these things, 4-wheel drive UK, nothing ever goes the same. So the back door's all cut in, ready. I've got to put the handles on there, as you'll see. And this side here, I'm not bothering putting anything down there. I'm just not going to. I don't feel I need it. It's just giving myself work I don't need. So, quick catch up on what I've done and how. So, you can see there, the sheet's made up, the outer case is made up of 3 sheets. One here on the side, one on the roof, another one on this side here. So those sheets there, you can see the bulge, they overlap about 100 mil. What I've done, there's 2 lines of rivets you see all the way down there. And I've also used a bond in there. So I've used PGB, which is Power Grip and Bond, made by the same people that make CT1, because I love CT1, I think it's great stuff. So yes, that's all gone in there. What I did is I made these on the floor. I measured everything out from there, right the way over the hoop, and down the other side. Trust me, that was a nightmare, measuring it. But anyway, what I did is I got cut the bits out the sheet. You'll see just down there, that's what's left of all the sheets of the alley. So I cut them on the floor there. And what I did is I pre-drilled, then I bonded and riveted them all together on the floor. So we ended up with one big sheet, which I still think was the best way to go. I think. I might be wrong, but I think that was the best way to go. It was awkward, I've got to be honest. Putting it on the top was a nightmare of a job. So what I did is I started, let me show you. I started on one side. So I think it was the other side. I started this side, yeah. I started by fixing this riveting this side down on the ledge there. Riveted all that down, all the way along. Underneath that, there is some neoprene rubber strips, about, I don't know, 30 mil. See this bit here? So underneath that, there's a neoprene strip. Then there's also CT1, top and bottom. So I started by riveting all that down, and then brute force and ignorance, bent it over. So we bent it right over the top, sitting on it, jumping on it, doing everything we needed to do. And to be fair, it all went quite nice. Everything seemed to fit quite well. We got a bit of tension when we got to this side. You can hear that, it's a bit tight as a drum, that. That was one of the reasons that I decided not to cut gull wings into there. Now, one of the problems I did have is that this corner here, sorry about the bloody tents in the way, but this corner here didn't quite go to plan. I had to do a little bit of dollying on that, as you can see there, just to get it to get the nice curve and fit nicely to the bar and stuff. But yeah, so we got all that on. Then what I've basically done is just this end one, this end panel, I made on the bench over there. Cut the door, hung the door, did everything on the bench and then fitted it on. These ones here, trust me people, were a nightmare. An absolute nightmare to do. Because of the curve, and I've since realised this. Because of this curve here, and obviously everything's sort of held tight and riveted on, as soon as you cut this hole, everything starts going ping, 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 and this is only quite thin. It's a 2mm sheet. See there? So it's not massively, it's not focusing very well. Well, believe me, it's 2mm sheet, so it popped a little bit once I cut these in, which, like I say, wasn't great. But this one here, as you'll see, they're slightly different. This one's got one handle. This one's got two. Now, they're the same size, the doors. That's because on this one, I made a mistake.
Never, Graham, you didn't.
Yes, I did. So, when this shuts, I mean, they need proper keeps putting in now. You can see it's still a bit flappy. But when that's tight in, there's just ever such a slight gap there. Ever so slight. And it's the same on this end as well. But I've got a fix for that.
We're waiting for it to arrive. And I'll show you that when it does arrive and when I fit it, just in case it doesn't work. But I think it will.
So anyway, to get away from that on this door, what I've decided to do is when I cut it out, firstly, I've braced it a bit to keep the bottom half a bit stiffer. I've bolted the hinges rather than rivets. I'll take those rivets out at some point and replace them with bolts. And I also put a bit more work into this one to try and get this door, get it back to the right shape. As you can see there, look. So to stop it bowing out on the ends, what I've done is I've put 2 locks on that one. Now, like I said, they don't shut at the moment because I haven't put keeps on. You see, there's no keep on there at the moment. So we just got that on the bottom of the door. Oh, there's the fridge in there, look, and the oven. It's all a bit messy in there at the minute, but it will get better. So yeah, that's what we did with that one. Again, with the rear gate, what I did initially think of doing was making 2 doors, but then I'm thinking, nah, that seems daft, because when you pull up, really, you want to open the back, isn't it? Oh, hang on. Open the back up, open the door, and everything's accessible. So I've gone with that. So again, I made this door. What I did is I cut the end panel, made a template, cut the end panel on the floor here. Then on the bench over there, I know it doesn't look like it now.
Mess now, I know. But it was clear then. So what I did is I cut that on the bench to try and keep everything flat, stop everything, you get this bit of tension. Anyway, so
I decided to brace this one as well because it's such a big door. So I braced it all up with some aluminium, which seems to work quite well. It's quite stiff, holds its own weight quite well. So here I've yet to cut you can see I've marked out 1, 2. I'll get them handles cut in this weekend. I need to have a bit of a fettle with the doors just to get them to seal as good as I can. Wheel arches came out well. Peeps, look at those.
Quite impressed with myself with them. They look nice. Well, I think they do.
Oh, stupid phone case. Yeah, I think they came out quite well, though. So clearly once they're done and painted, there'll be a
put some sealant or something along there, you know, or something just to close the gap. And I've got some little lights too on there, like a red one at the back here, an amber one for there, and then a little white one from the front there. So we've got to get them on yet as well. The tent, right, the tent is going to bolt directly through. Well, you might be able to see it. Let's have a look. Going to bolt directly through the hoop. So, can you see that? Where am I? There. See the hole there? So that goes through, comes through the roof, comes out about here somewhere, there. So, clearly that'll leak in its current guise, but there's an edging to go over this joint here, and then I'll put rubber skirts over where the bolts go through and a bit of sealant, and trust me, I'll make it waterproof. Yeah, so that's that. Now let's open this up to have a look, see what's in here. So I've got on with, let's see if we get some lights on. So we've got lights, people, lights. There's the fridge. The tap is there. So here we've got fridge. What's that one? There wasn't a sticker, right? There wasn't a sticker for water pump, right? So, look, it's now called the fish box. So that's a light. That's the pump. So, it's got running water. How posh is that? Let's just knock that off for now. So in here, underneath here, we've got the tank, the water tank, which you will have seen. I'm pretty sure we saw that on the build. That's the gas coming through for the cooker on a bayonet fit in there. I am probably going to put a little extractor fan in here somewhere, probably up here somewhere. So we've got our lights, LED lights all through. They're on a little dimmer switch. So in the evenings, so you know, if you need it nice and bright, you can. Now then, this up here is all the 12 volt stuff. So we've got an aux beam controller. Brilliant stuff, that aux beam. Fantastic stuff. You'll have seen, no doubt, some of the stuff that Connor's put with light bars and things like that. But trust me, their stuff is fantastic. So yeah, we've got aux beam controller for everything. I've still got some channels to go here yet because I've got to put the tent in, some lighting in the tent, a diesel heater, so some bits and pieces. This is all to do with the 12 volt lithium battery. So this one here is just a battery monitor. Battery's low at the minute because I left all the lights on for a couple of days and forgot. So that's a battery monitor. This one here is more to do with a DC, it's a DC charger, which is apparently a clever bit of kit. But that's the monitor for the DC charger, which is over there, just the other side there. I'll show you that in a minute. Put these in just to handy them, aren't they? Yeah, so that's in there. Fridge is in there, so it's nice and accessible. I've got all that crap on it at the moment, but trust me, it's nice and accessible. Then in this one here, again, we've got the fridge there to get at. There's our little oven. So nice little pie oven. Good investment that, you know. Bought that from Neil Enser at one of the shows. Brilliant thing, you know. Made a mess the first time I used it. Remember, if you use one of those to warm your pies up, right, when you're out on the tracks, make sure your pies or whatever you're going to put in there has a little case, you know, a little metal case or something. Because I put pasties in. And they went everywhere. Sausage and bean pasties from Greg's. And they went everywhere. Anyway, I'm going on again, aren't I? So, yes. Fridge, oven, cooker's going in there. I know it's a mess at the moment. That's the fill there. I think I've showed you that before. That's the fill for the tank. So I've just got a charger on the go at the minute. So this is the clever kit, right? So I've gone with a lithium battery, Renogy lithium battery. That's the aux beam set up there. So obviously all your your bits go into that, and then that goes from that. I'm sure. This is a DC to DC charger. Now, this is a thing, as far as I'm concerned, I don't really understand it. I don't understand why you have to all that to charge from another battery in the car. But anyway, so big cables, people, big cables on these. And this one here has got, because we live quite cold, this has got a heat pack and stuff inside it as well. Smart battery, looks after itself. So it should last a long, long time. You'll see down there is where now the gas bottle's going to live. You see we've got a splitter on it there. So one goes off to the boiler, which is the other side of this thing here. And the other one works its way down into the other side of there, which is where the cooker is. Ow, just banged me head. So that's like the 12-volt cupboard, if you like. Still need to make a strap for this. So it's strapped down so it doesn't go jumping about everywhere. But like I said, I'm not finished yet. So the tent, clearly once that's fitted, all the electrics for this, so that's going to come from the car. I've got some big cables. They'll go on an Anderson plug and go onto Dora or Nora, whoever's towing at the time. But they'll be going through the bulkhead here with some cable glands and straight in. The electrics for the tent will go in somewhere similar, somewhere around here, and the tent will then be wired in directly to the 12-volt system permanently with some lights inside it, I hope. Possibly a couple of USB charging points inside there as well. Handy for charging your phone at night and stuff like that, won't it? So yeah, hopefully that'll go in there. And that, again, will all then wire in directly to this lot in here. It's all clever stuff, this 12-volt, you know. I thought 12-volt was easy. Well, I thought. It took me days to put that in, you know. Days, head scratching. So anyway, to the back. So we open the back. As you know, we've got the lovely boiler. So let's just take a bit of space. I haven't as yet done a drawer in there because I just haven't had time, peeps. Just haven't had time. So eventually we'll make a drawer to go in there. But for now, I'm just going to leave it as a space, I think. That's where the battery was going to go initially, if you remember, in that little space down there. But I thought about it and thought, like, can't really get at it down there, can I, if I need to? So, but we've still got all this space down here that we can utilise. All that in there for all the camping gear and all that sort of stuff. So then we've got... Let me just put you down a minute. Let me get this out and I'll bring you back. Oh, don't tell me, is that going to come out? Yeah. Description here that stops the door there so that we don't smash off the number plate light. That's what couldn't think what I was going to say then. So pretty much, peeps, that's where we're at. I've carpeted all this out anyway, so that's all done. I know it looks a mess. I keep stopping the fucking video. Fat fingers. So that there, shrinker stretcher, I used to bend these little J mouldings. See, that's a J mould. So a nice little gutter. So use that to stretch it and bend it. Nice, that, isn't it? So I've got another one then to make over the top of these doors. Here. It's half made, I think. There it is. Went a bit hard on it there, look, and split it. But it won't matter. Once it's painted, you'll never know. So I've got to do the other end on that one. And if I cock that up, I've got one more length because I cocked that one up. But I can reuse them bits on something else. Recycle, reuse. So I think that's about where we're at, peeps. That's about where we're at. I've still got a lot to do this weekend, clearly. If I'm thinking that I want to get this painted. I was hoping Bank Holiday Monday to paint it, because I know I did say we were hoping to get out this bank holiday weekend, but we're not going to get out this week. So I think we just have to hope that we can get it finished this week, because we're hoping to go out and do a camp next week. Just a bit of a soft camp, really. We're hoping to go over to Shell Island. I don't know whether you've ever been there. Lovely place. If you haven't been there, look it up. Have a go. It's a beautiful place if you're into your camping. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I just thought I'd bring you up to date. And then, so it's Friday night now. It's just getting a bit late now. So it's getting dark outside. So I think I'm going to go home now. We'll be back tomorrow. Big weekend on it this weekend. Try and get a load of work done on it this weekend. Get it painted in the week. Roof tent back on. Connor still needs to repair one of the rams on the roof tent. We've done one and now the other one's, I don't know, thrown its hand in for some reason. Yeah, and I think that's it for now. Anyway, I'm sure Connor will cut all the crap out of this and edit it down and make it more viewable. So I'll catch up with you in the morning when I get on, do a bit more on this thing. Take care. Right, peeps, welcome back. This will probably be the last of this series of builds. This will be the last section of probably the last video. I don't know. Depends how Connor edits all these things. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I'm going to show you a little bit of the paint. I've got it all masked up, ready for paint. I'll give you another quick walk round just to show you all the bits and pieces that I managed to. I know I said I was going to try and film them, but to be honest, it was a bit. Don't think it would have been good viewing, to be honest. So I'll show you all the other bits. There's only some bits and pieces. I'll show you quickly what I did. So the buttons, remember I said I was going to put buttons on the doors. So they're here. I know you can't see them now because they're masked up, but I've done those, done the keeps for these locks. So they all shut nice and tight now. There's no bounce really in them. Did the same with this, put a button on this one. So that's got the same there, put a new seal on. Just stuff like that, you know. So this is all ready now. Oh, and I put a rubber cap in on here. I should have showed you that really, because I used stuff called toffee tape, which I've never used before. Really good stuff that, you know, really good stuff. I should have showed you that, but I can't now because it's already on. So anyway, I'm gonna paint it tonight. So I think it's about safe. Most people have left for the evening now. I should say it's pretty quiet outside here. So I'm going to try and get it painted tonight. So what I'll do is I'll set the camera up because I'm not sure. I know I didn't show you the wrap bit of the bottom half. So why not, eh? I may as well stick it on. And we'll have a look. We can see how we get on. So I'm going to do the top half. The bottom half has been done in black. And I'm going to do the top half in Nardo grey. So very similar to Dora. Yeah. Right, anyway. Catch up with you in a bit. Enjoy. Right then, done. It is done. Wrapped it. Stripped off all the masking. I think it looks quite good, to be honest. Done a bit of a time lapse on the Raptor, Connor. So I've got a couple of videos for you. There's nothing massive, probably about 20-25 minutes in total. Did a bit of a walk round the other day. And then I did a bit of time lapse today. So anyway, come out all right in the end, didn't it? Come out all right in the end, I think. I'm quite pleased with it anyways. Fuck anyone else.